Well, I picked this up at a car boot sale and I thought it would make a brilliant display box for pendants and earrings and things. I paid just a couple of quid for it. You can get these online fairly cheap and they hang up. They've got little hooks on the back, so you can either hang it up or put a thing on the back. Now I'm going to put a thing on the back of mine and I'll show you how I'm going to do that at the end. Now I want this to be easy accessible, so I'm going to remove this, and it's actually only PVC. And I know if it had been glass, I probably wouldn't have removed it. I would have used something else. All I'm doing is cutting down it right at the very edge here, going all the way around. Now, I'm not going to get rid of this piece of PVC. I'll make a stencil out of it. I'll do something with it, but I won't get rid of it. There we are. So that's that out. I'm just going to neaten that up a little bit where glue has loosened. Yeah, it was only glued on with some hot glue. I could have heated that up and took it apart, taken those out. Well, I can still. There, that looks good. And it comes with twine. I'm not going to use that twine. I don't like it, but I'll use it for something else. And it already has the little hooks put in there. But if you don't already have one with the hooks in, all you've got to do is get yourself some hooks and put them in like that. Really easily. So let's take that off. That's the back in. I will want that on there. But now I can access that directly from the front, which is going to make it much easier. And this is going to be a really easy upcycle. I printed off a really simple design that I want to put on this back plate because I don't want it just plain, but I also don't want it something that's going to disrupt too much what I'm going to put on there. And I'm going to quickly glue that onto there. All I'm going to be using for that is a little bit of PVA glue. I use a lot of PVA glue. So I buy it in these big tubs because it's so much cheaper. And then get myself a scraper, scrape that on. I don't want it too thick on the back here. All I want is it thick enough to be able to stick this down with. And using a scraper, I can do that and then get it everywhere. And make a mess as well, of course. That should do me. And then pop that on there, like so. Get my little roller and roll that down. That way, I've not got any bubbles in it. And then I can put that to one side and let that dry, ready for popping on in a little while, and clear me mess up. I'm going to quickly paint this a black. I'm not going to leave it black. I'm going to put a design on this frame, but I want it black and I want all the hooks to be black as well. I could have sprayed this, but I'm inside. It's quite cold today, and therefore acrylic paint will dry really quickly. I'll give it 2 coats so it's nice and solid. I've finished painting that now. It's had a couple of coats. So what I'm going to do is pop that to one side so that can dry. And now I've got this. This is nearly dry. I'm going to quickly go over it with a hairdryer to finish drying it off. That should be completely dry now. And what I'm going to do is antique that up, because if not, it's a little bit too bright. I'm only using a really old method of making something look a bit more antique, and that is I've got some boiling water there and a normal tea bag, breakfast tea, and I'm going to leave that in there for a few minutes to get a nice deep colour. That's nice and brewed. I've taken the tea bag out, and all I'm going to use is a natural sponge here. I don't want to over wet this, but I do want to get it nice and kind of coated in it. And it might take 2 coats of this, or 1 may be enough. Try not to leave it to be too wet for too long, because it can ruin the paper. There we are. So all I'm going to do now is dry that off, and then go over it a couple more times doing the same thing, and then I'll show you what it looks like when that's finished. I'm really pleased how that's come out. That's looking good. There we are. That's taken that really bright colour off and also made it look a little bit more distressed. All I'm going to do now, it's completely dry, is go over it with a coat of satin varnish. I'm not using gloss because I don't want it to be really shiny, but I want to have a sheen on there. And that also softens up that distressing as well and makes it look nicer. So I'm going to put that to one side, let that dry. I'm now taping this off because what I'm going to do is add a line going all the way around this and then paint that a different colour. I'm going to be using some gold metallic paint on this. and it'll probably need about 3 coats. And all I'm doing is going round it like this. If you wanted to, you could gold leaf it, you could do anything you wanted with it, but all I'm using here is this metallic paint. I've finished painting that now, and all I'm going to do is gently pull that up, trying to make sure that I don't drop any of the wet tape back on the black, because I've done that so many times. But that is such a simple way to get a great finish on a frame. Now I'm going to leave that to fully dry, probably for about an hour. Then what I will do is coat that with some satin varnish as well. Now that's all finished and dry, what I'm going to be doing is using some thread to go between it. Now you can use the thread that I got with it, but I don't really like that. So what I'm going to do is tie that onto there and then go from one to the other, trying to go in quite tight with it. I've got that one there, and I am going to go across every one of them. I'm keeping the tension as I go. Yeah, I've kept the tension going all the way around, and now all I need to do is tie that off there, and then from the front that looks like that. And now I can pop this back in and turn it over like that, and now I can hang my jewellery from it that I want to display using either these little pegs, or if it's earrings I can just hook them on it. Well, that's all finished now. It was really easy to make, only took me about an hour because I kept drying it with a hairdryer. You'd probably pay quite a lot of money for something like this in a shop. Now if you didn't want to put the picture in the back, or you could put a mirror in there, or you could just paint it a single colour, but I quite like it. It's quite busy, and sometimes it's nice to have something that's quite busy on your stall because it draws people's eyes in. I've done quite a few things like this, certainly for members on my other channel. And if you want to check them out, then become a member of the other channel, and then you get access to all the extra videos as well. Be sure to check out the video that I've got coming up next. It's a great upcycle. I think you're going to love it. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care. Bye.